Alright, hey, what's up, guys? Before I get to my Hobbit review, I just want to say I'm wearing this shirt. This is my senior class shirt, high school senior shirt. I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. One of our classmates, Alexandria Teixeira, was involved in a tragic car accident, which left her severely injured. She has injuries to the back of her head, and I believe her back, and I feel bad because I only found out about this morning. The worst part is, too, for her, is that she has family, she has friends, but she also has a 1-year-old daughter. Alexandria is 21, and to be involved in something like this at that young of an age isn't good. And we've set up a fund for her on GoFundMe.com to raise money to help her get back to a speedy recovery. I guess we don't really know if I heard something like she could be paralyzed. I hope that that's not the case. She was a good classmate. She was one of the nicest people in the world. But I mean, we're trying to raise money, to help her, support her, show that we care for her. So this is what I am going to ask you guys to do. For every dollar that this review makes, that this video makes on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever this is posted, wherever I am going to post this video, I will donate every dollar in revenue to that website, GoFundMe.com, to support her and help her get a speedy recovery. So what I need you guys to do is get the living shit out of this video circulated around. Put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, put it anywhere. Let your family see it, let your friends see it. We need this money to help her. Like I said, I am going to donate every dollar in revenue that this video makes to that website. I'm also going to donate money myself, so please, circulate this video around. Circulate it around. Get it out there. And I hope that my friends in Nashua are listening to this video right now. Do the same thing, please. Get this video circulated around. It'll be a big help. It'll show that we care. Alexandria, I hope you have a healthy recovery. I know that that's something to go through. It's very hard to go through. You shouldn't have to go through it. Hope you have a speedy recovery. God bless you. So that's that. And I know 2 long intros to 2 videos in 2 days, but I just had to get it out there. I want this video circulated around so that we can support her. And I really don't know how to transition from that into The Hobbit, but I'm going to talk about The Hobbit now. So, I'll say something again at the end of the video about this. I'll leave it at that, but for now, let's talk about The Hobbit. The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. Can't believe it's over. The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies is the concluding chapter in the Hobbit trilogy, and it's the last ever movie we're ever going to get that takes place in Middle-Earth. I know, we're all crying. You just saw me crying. I'm sad. These movies are good. And The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies takes place minutes after the desolation of Smaug. So in The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies, everybody in Lake Town has to deal with the fact that Smaug is now released from Erebor. He's unleashing a hell on town, while Thorin Oakenshield becomes obsessed with achieving the Arkenstone, and the elves, the humans, they want the Arkenstone for themselves as a bargaining chip. Thorin won't give it up, so he's like, I declare war! So he breaks all his alliances with everybody, he breaks all his debts, he doesn't pay anybody while he knows that Azog and Bolg and the rest of the Orc army are coming for him. They are coming to kill him. That is pretty much the gist of the movie, and this movie, holy shit, it was fucking cool. The beginning is really cool too, because that is when Smaug, I guess you could say it either way. I'm saying Smaug. So yeah, Smaug, as we saw at the end of Desolation of Smaug, he gets released from the Lonely Mountain. That's it, the Lonely Mountain. Not the Lonely Kingdom, the Lonely Mountain. So he gets released from Erebor, and he's going to unleash all his havoc on Lake Town. And it makes for a kick-ass opening action scene. Luke Evans as Bard, the dude that looks like Orlando Bloom, he kills it in this action scene. He is the man. Smaug even kills it. Smaug is the big-ass dragon that's played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, I know, his name is Benedict Cumberbatch, but I like to call him Benedict Cumberbatch. I feel bad because he's a good actor. But I wish he didn't have that last name because you can make all sorts of puns out of it. And I've said it before and I said it again, and I never did a review for The Desolation of Smaug because I didn't do reviews back then, but in The Desolation of Smaug, when you see Smaug in all of his dragon glory, like full body and everything, that dude is the best dragon ever captured on screen, and that dragon is excelente. And yes, I know that Smaug is CGI'd or motion captured, whichever one he is, he looks pretty damn real. He doesn't even look like he's CGI'd, he looks like he's some real-ass mythical creature. That is how good Peter Jackson made this dragon. And then, like, the last hour of the movie, all shit goes down. All hell breaks loose in Middle-Earth. It is the most badass thing I've seen in a Middle-Earth movie. Next to the end of the Two Towers with the Battle of Helm's Deep and the end of Return of the King when Aragorn comes with the dead and they just totally obliterate everybody. That was badass. Or does that happen in the middle of the movie? I don't remember. That movie is way too long. Still wicked good though. Dude, but despite that, despite all shit going down and it being in its badass Middle-Earth glory, what we wanted to see in the final Hobbit movie, you really don't get to see that much of the Battle of the Five Armies. The subtitle for this movie should just be called The Hobbit, the Battle of Thorin and the Orcs. So that's pretty much all it was. It was pretty much just Thorin taking on the Orcs. I don't know if that's how it was in the book, but I mean, yeah, we did see some battle. We saw the elves take on the dwarves and the humans take on the elves and the dwarves, and I don't know who the fifth army was. I don't even think there was a fifth army in the movie, so technically it's the Battle of the Four Armies. And then the rest of the movie just cuts to Thorin, Keely, and Feely, like, chopping the living shit out of orcs, like you can see them getting their heads sliced off. It's pretty cool. No crazy-ass blood either. This is PG-13. This is not 300. So yeah, that kind of takes away from it. You do want to see a little bit more of the battle, but this was still badass in all its right glory. Thorin, Bilbo, Keely, and Feely taking on all these hobbits with the help of Legolas and stupid-ass Tauriel. I don't like Tauriel. I don't know why, I just don't like Tauriel. Aside from the battle, that is the coolest action scene in the movie. Legolas has the coolest action in this movie. Dude, this dude is fighting Bolg and other orcs, like, with his arrows. He's like shooting, he's like picking them off with arrows. It's like he's a sniper in combat in the middle of the Iraq war. But it's not Iraq. He's not picking off ISIS targets. He is picking off orcs in Middle-Earth. And he does it in the most badass way ever. So yeah, the end, this whole like final hour, despite not seeing that much of the Battle of the Five Armies, is still badass in all its badass glory. It's everything I want to see from the Battle of the Five Armies. A little bit slow in the middle, but it was just building up to this point, and that's what we got. It was a badass fight. Martin Freeman really kills it as Bilbo in this movie. I like the evolution of Bilbo. It's kind of like the same thing with Frodo throughout the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but Bilbo's more badass. I like the way he's portrayed by Martin Freeman. He seems like scared, but he's also very brave. Something that I feel like Frodo didn't have. I feel like Frodo was a really big pansy like Orlando Bloom was in Troy. Like, he's a big pansy. He doesn't really go for the fight. He's arrogant. He's rude. He's an asshole. Bilbo is not that. Yes, I know. Frodo is an asshole because he is under the influence of the One Ring. But he's still an asshole! He sent Sam away. Dick. Richard Armitage really kills it as Thorin Oakenshield. This is the movie where I was like, yep, this is the role that defines his career. This is the Hobbit movie that shows that he really is Thorin. He does a really good job of showing that Thorin is really obsessed with that Arkenstone. It is, like, insane. It is, like, killing Thorin. It is driving him mad. And he does a really good job in those scenes. Kudos to him. I will have war. So this is the Hobbit. Another guy I want to give props to. The oldest guy probably in this whole trilogy. Christopher Lee. This dude is 92. He is performing his own stunts. He is badass in this movie. He kills it in his action scene. He has an action scene. I'm pretty sure there's no stunt double used. This dude is 92, and he's moving around and shit. I'm like, he's in pretty good shape for a 92-year-old. If he does die, we now know what's gonna kill him. All this extracurricular activities. The dude's a wizard. For those of you that don't know, he's the Wizard Saruman. So he's got a staff. He's stabbing people with his staff. He's fending off like these crazy like ghost people. And he's like, he's doing. You can see, you can't really tell it's him, so you don't really know if it is a stunt double or not. But I'd like to say it is him as a 92-year-old performing his own stunts. If it is, holy shit, 92 years old, you are killing it, man. So yeah, more brownie points to Christopher Lee because, you know, he looks the same after all these years. The man with the golden gun to now, yeah, he looks the same. He just had a third nipple in that movie, and he had dark hair. Now he's like old and wrinkly and white. Still looks the same though. So yeah, he gets all the props in the world. Seriously, if there's one dude you can cut out of the movie, it's this asshole. This dude, don't know if he was in Desolation and Smog, but if he was in Desolation and Smog, he didn't annoy the shit out of me. In the Battle of the Five Armies, yeah, he annoyed the living fucking shit out of me. He's in there for comic relief, to add some humor to the movie, but I didn't think he was funny. I thought he was just wicked stupid. So I'm like, why is this dude in here? He sucks. Get him off the screen. Remember Antonio Banderas in Expendables 3? Yeah, pretty much the same deal. So yeah, when the extended cut of this movie comes out, I really hope that he is not in it, but he probably will be. So, yeah, unfortunately. Like I said, he annoyed the living fucking shit out of me, and not only that, he is creepy. He creeped me out for like 2 hours. The 2 hours he had on screen. He's scary looking. So yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about the Battle of the Five Armies, but I want to talk about the Hobbit trilogy in general, because if you love the Lord of the Rings trilogy, there's no reason why you shouldn't at least like the Hobbit trilogy. If you go into these movies as an avid Lord of the Rings fan, like a diehard Lord of the Rings fan, you go to watch the Hobbit movies, and you think they're going to be on the level of Lord of the Rings, holy shit, you are insane. Of course, Lord of the Rings is going to be better. It's a better story. You got better characters. There's more depth to the story than The Hobbit. The Hobbit is more of a simple story. It's like, okay, this hobbit from this town called the Shire goes with these dwarves to reclaim the kingdom of Erebor from this dragon named Smaug, who unleashes all hell on this town near a lake, and they all come together and clash over this mythical object called an Arkenstone. They fight 4 other armies, and that's that. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is bigger than that. So, to all those people out there who expect this to be as good as Lord of the Rings, stop bitching. It's not gonna be. It's never gonna be. Doesn't mean that they're bad movies, though. It makes them good movies. They're just not as good as Lord of the Rings. You know what I say? I say be happy you're actually getting Hobbit movies from Peter Jackson, because, let me tell you, I bet if somebody else, like, you know, Michael Bay was in the director's seat, yeah, these movies would totally blow. Peter Jackson is the only one who is ever allowed to make these movies. That is why the Lord of the Rings trilogy is one of the best trilogies of all time. This is now one of my favorite trilogies. Not one of the best trilogies, but it's an enjoyable trilogy. They're good movies. They're really good movies. I like The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. Out of The Hobbit, you really can't pick which one's your favorite because it's all like one story. But I mean, I guess if I had to pick, I would say The Desolation of Smaug is my favorite. But The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies is still a really good movie. I like it the second best out of the trilogy. I would say Unexpected Journey takes too long to get started. Holy shit. I thought that this movie had good pacing, good acting. The pacing was a little bit slow in the middle, you know, kind of boring a little bit. Then you get to the Battle of the Five Armies and you're like, okay, this is the rest of the movie. I'm going to be excited. They really didn't show the Battle of the Five Armies as much as I would have liked them to. I don't know if that's how it was in the Hobbit book. I never read the Hobbit book. And then you had that stupid asshole on screen some of the time that I just talked about. Yeah, that kind of took away from the movie for a little bit. But it's still a really fun time. It's a satisfying conclusion to a satisfying trilogy. Peter Jackson proves that he could make Hobbit movies. He can make 3 movies out of the Hobbit book. And that book is like a kid's book. It is short. He concludes his Middle-Earth saga with the Battle of the Five Armies. So yeah, no more Hobbit or Lord of the Rings movies. I'm gonna cry. This is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. Not in the top 10. The Lord of the Rings is in the top 10. This is not, not in the top 5, I should say. Lord of the Rings is in the top 5. This is probably in the top 10. This is probably like number 9 in my books for best trilogies of all time. Doesn't stop the fact that The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies is one of the best movies of the year and is definitely worth buying on Blu-ray. So yes, I got to see The Hobbit a day early, special 7 p.m. showings. I don't know if that's everywhere across the country or if it's just AMC, but I saw it last night and it was awesome. So, did you see The Hobbit last night? If you're going to see it today, I want your feedback on it. So whatever you think of The Hobbit, of The Battle of the Five Armies, drop me a comment in the comment section below. For more reviews on movies, music, video games, and TV shows, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And don't forget my message at the beginning of the video for Alexandria to share her this campaign that I'm going to do to help raise money for her is going to be in full effect once this video is posted on YouTube. So please help out. Please help the cause. Like I said, every dollar this video makes on YouTube will go towards that donation website to help her get back to a speedy recovery so she can see her daughter again. We wish her the best. You know, hope everything goes well. I know it's hard to be in a car crash. It sucks. I really don't know what else to say to that, but yeah, that campaign is going to be in full effect once this video is posted. So don't forget. So yeah, drop me some feedback in the comments section below about The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. If you have seen it, and what did you think of it? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button.